Hey,
All right, we're live, boys.
We actually had to stop, man, to get this thing to work.
Hey, everybody. Mark Molina, Real Sports Live here for our third and final show of the day. I am here with Rivera head football coach and athletic coordinator Beto Leal and his defensive coordinator Hugo the Juice Ramirez. Coaches, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on today. How's it going?
going good, going good.
It's going good, man.
Awesome. Before we get started, guys, just like I've been all day, just Rory Hess, longtime sports reporter, sports writer, passed away yesterday morning, and just giving everybody who's coming on here a chance of want to pass their condolences or say some words about what they remember about Mr. Hess. I'm sure you guys being a Brownsville guys seen Roy a lot, so I mean, if you guys want to offer any words or whatever, just go on ahead here.
Well, I met Roy because when I was the head baseball coach over at Lopez High School, we had a pretty good little run over there. So Roy covered a lot of our games and stuff like that. And to say anything about that man, he was a good person, stuff like that, very sincere. And no matter what happened, stuff like that, whether it was going good for us or bad for us, that guy's always checked on us, and then moving over to Rivera High School when I got the head coach job over there, he was one of the first ones to call me to congratulate me, and we're gonna miss him. He's he took care of Brownsville real good, and we appreciate everything he did for us, and he's gonna be he's really gonna be missed a lot by not just by myself, but I think BISD in general for everything he's done for us.
Sure. Coach Ramirez?
Yes. I remember Mr. Hess all the way since my playing days, and also the days when we were doing a great job there with the powerlifting at Lopez High School, and then eventually with the football program there as well. Very professional, very nice man.
Yeah. So then here everybody at Real Sports Live and the people who have come on. We just want to extend our condolences to the Hess family. Roy's truly going to be missed. A real legend in the sports journalism industry here in the Rio Grande Valley. So may he rest. Thank you guys for coming on and saying those words. I'm sure everybody appreciates that. But all right, fellas, let's move on here. We'll get started. Tough times for everybody. It's how we opened up a lot of these shows when we're talking to coaches. And, with the whole quarantine lockdown, the COVID situation, you guys as coaches need to adapt, stay with your kids, building relationships. How has that been? I know you guys have spent probably the last year or so, building these bonds with the kids at Rivera as you guys have come in and try to turn that program around. And done a good job. How are you guys adapting right now to the situation?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Hugo and Coach Torres, the two coordinators there, they've been doing a lot of the grunt work as far as with our football program. Our coaches, we're holding them accountable for meeting with their positions. So they've been doing the Zoom meetings and stuff like that with them. And I've just been able to pop in and pop out. So I have our coaches meetings. And then David and Hugo has the defensive kids going on over there with his Zoom meetings and a lot of it through Huddle, showing them formations, questions and stuff like that if the kids have it. Our strength and conditioning guys have been posting stuff out, on a weekly basis on what to do and just so that when we get them back and stuff like that. So I'm thankful to have Torres and Ram, taking care of that football aspect while I've been trying to handle the rest of athletics. So they've been helping me a lot there. All I do is I pop into the Zoom meetings and when it's our running back coach Chewy's over there with the running backs, and Torres with the quarterbacks, I'll be popping in here and there. So, they got a more rapport. And when I talk to the kids, they just want to hurry up and get back. They're excited and stuff like that. And we're fortunate that, June 8th, we get to finally get the kids coming back and stuff like that. Football, volleyball, and cross country get to kick it off throughout the state of Texas. And, Hugo, as far as the defensive side, I'm sure he could tell you a little bit about over there.
Yeah, Coach Ramirez, what's that been like? I know you've really taken a liking to your kids. All the kids, they've all gravitated towards you. When I've been to some of the practice, you guys have a really good rapport. Morale's pretty high with those kids. So having the separation has got to be a little tough. How have you kind of handled that with these boys?
Well, it's been very tough, especially when the kids tell me, Coach, come on, can you just open the facility and we'll go there and stuff. I go, no, nobody can go there, man. Not even us. So it's been tough. I've been on huddle, let's watch the games from last year, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and take notes. And we want to be going 110% all the time. So if you see some plays, hey, write it down. Let's talk about it. What could have gone better or what did go good. And stuff like that. It's a lot of note taking, a lot of mental stuff, and being prepared for June 8th, man, so we can start fast.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you guys are going to be monitoring those UIL guidelines. Just working with everybody in BISD. How have you guys kind of banded together? What do you think the approach is going forward as that June 8th date rapidly comes up upon us?
Well, we're gonna have our coaches meeting on Tuesday with our football coaches. I've been meeting with Coach Ram and Coach Torres on how we're gonna do this, because UIL, yeah, they allow us, 25% capacity in the weight room, in the gym, and stuff like that. We're taking a lot of cautionary measures over here at BISD. We just don't want that boom coming up, where the virus spreads or doesn't spread. So for us, we're going to do all our stuff outdoors. So, UIL, Brownsville's still going to do the hour of weights, hour conditioning. And now, the kid gets an hour and a half, to do athletics per, day. But, sports specific, we only get them that 1 hour. And then we got to, with our plan, keep the kids 6 feet apart, or, no one-to-one contact, like no 7-on-7 and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, our plan of action, offensively, we're going to do a lot of, the different formations and stuff like that. I know when I spoke to Ram, and of course he'll give you more details on that, spoke to Ram, making sure, the gaps are going to be a little bit bigger this time, because keep the kids apart. We're looking at, putting the trash cans out further apart, just exaggerate it, but, knowing, where the kid has to go and stuff like that. So meeting with the coordinators and stuff like that, our whole plan of action, and it's going to be all, safety. We're not going to be that school or that district that's going to be, to put that kid in harm's way, and we're talking about, Coach Gilbert Leal has already provided us with cleaners and stuff like that. So after the kid uses that certain weight, we're gonna just go ahead and wash that down and stuff like that. So we got our program going where we want it to go, or at least, the bare minimum we can do it. And I know in July, that's when we're gonna really open up our weight room and stuff like that. And hopefully UIL will allow that capacity to go up even higher, so that we can just get all the kids in there. So, they're going to be coming in 1 hour, we might have the freshmen, another hour the sophomores, another hour juniors and seniors. So our plan of action, we're just trying to get it to the best where the kids are going to feel safe. The parents are going to feel safe enough that, hey, you know what, man, we trust your coaches. go ahead and you go over there with them. You know, the last thing we want is our kid to feel unsafe, or especially the parent. So, you know, we're going to be there for the parents. If they have any questions or anything like that, you know, we want them to come by and visit and see what we're doing to make sure that their kids are okay.
Yeah. And perfect segue, and talking about the program, having the kids at heart. I know you guys have really put the kids first, and you rebuild. Coach Leal, I know once you got the job, big shoes to fill. You came,
to say the least.
Yeah,
you
came in, you got this job, and you brought in your guys, and you brought Coach Ramirez with you. And to take a program that had won 2 games in the last 3 years, I believe, and changing the culture was step one. And this question is for either of you guys. How do you think you guys came in early on and attacked it and got those kids to kind of buy in to what what you guys wanted to do, you and the coordinators? I know Coach Ramirez, you seek and destroy was one of the things that the boys are really, really called to, and you can see it in there in practice. I mean, just what do you think it was coming in?
Well, coming in, it was a different mindset, and having the kids not be afraid to make mistakes, just going 110%, then we'll fix the mistakes. If you make them think too much, then we're going to be going too slow and being afraid of making a mistake. So that's one of the things that when I got in there, defensive wise, I changed that mindset. Don't be afraid, man. Just go 110.
Yeah, and for sure. And Coach Leal, you got your shot. You're head coach. You're the guy. Your program coming in off the heels of somebody like Tom Chavez. What was this mentality for you coming in? I mean, it's kind of a daunting task, especially coming in after him. Just what's that been like?
Well, a lot of people don't know that, Tom Chavez, he gave my first coaching job. When I started off in elementary, and they opened up a new middle school. And so Tom got me at his feeder school and got me a coaching job over there. And so, with Tom, it was really a bittersweet. I was glad that I got the job. At the same time, that he's not there. But talking about shoes to fill, you're right. Those shoes are very hard. But what we did go in there, on the positive note, is when I took Coach Torres and Coach Ram over there. Those guys have known me since 2010 when I went over to Porter. And when I met those guys and I saw the way Torres and Ram worked, and we didn't have the best seasons there at Porter. And Torres and Ram, man, they were always 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. Hey, all right, we didn't win this week, man. Following week, I had Torres on the offensive side. He was like, Coach, we're gonna get it this week. I look over there on the defensive side, seeing Ram, and I always said, man, look at this, man. Our program's not going where we want it to go, but you see the way Ram and Torres are still, And so when I left Porter to go to Lopez as the offensive coordinator over there, I told those guys, hey, y'all got to come with me. We're going to win at Lopez. Y'all got to come with me. And, I got over there and I spoke to Coach Starkey. Me and Starkey are good old buddies and stuff like that. And I was telling them, hey, we got to get these 2 guys over here, And so Torres and Ram, they went over there with us and still the same thing. We with Starkey, Lopez was down in the dumps, and we just worked and we built it, and every day, trying to be positive with the kids, always looking at the bright side. I never had to worry about Torres and Ram working, because what we did at Porter, they brought that mentality there, and they were just on the same page with what we wanted. And so when I left to get the Rivera job, man, I told these guys, man, you're exactly what I want. We're going to Rivera. We're going to go rebuild Rivera. And we can win at Rivera. You can win at Rivera. The kids are there. Man, oh my God. I love those kids walking into that locker room that first time. And I took pictures, with some of the kids there. And I sent them to Coach Ram and Torres. I was like, look at these monsters, man. They're huge. And they're great kids. They came, they made their way to shake hands, to talk to us and everything like that. And we felt at home.
Mhm.
And bringing Torres and Ram over there and us just, hey, you know what? We did it at Lopez. If we do the same thing here, it's going to happen. And that's the way Torres, Ram, myself are. And our coaches, man, our position coaches, they're starting to believe, they're starting to buy in. And you could see it, and our off season, I talked to Ram because he gets upset when I start bringing it up because our off season was going so darn well. We had everything going, and then when this COVID started and we couldn't meet with our kids, he was like, man, another off season. And I said, well, we're gonna make it up. We're gonna make it up in June. We're just gonna have to work 3 or 4 times as hard, but our kids were going in the right path. They're buying in, and I got Jews likes to use that. Leave no doubt. Well, I got no doubt. That our kids and our program is going in the right direction. And I don't know. Just knowing that we're going back June 8th, we're now it's it brought back new life, brought back the smile, back the swag. And I always tell the kids, gotta have the swag, baby. You don't have the swag, don't show up Friday night, man, because the coaches are gonna have it.
Yeah, and Coach Ramirez, just your thoughts on that. I mean, you guys did have the success at Lopez. Your defenses there were no slouch numbers wise among the tops in the valley, and so you guys have come out here this past season and you took your lumps. You took on a lot of good offenses, but there has to be a lot that you've been happy about. So I feel there's no doubt that you were upset that this offseason kind of got cut short. I mean, just what are your thoughts there, rolling with this momentum, trying to get in?
Definitely. I was upset. We had a boot camp going for the kids. They were really into it. And even the seniors that graduated, that were coming to us, how come we didn't get this and stuff? I go, remember, we got there in May of last year, but things are going to change. One of the biggest changes there was getting all those years that Rivera has made the playoffs. They've gone, I want to say, 3 times to a third round and a bunch of district titles, playoffs appearance. I put that on the bulletin board. Who's going to be next? And that was a big deal. Take a lot of pride in this school because if you go year by year, Rivera has gone to the playoffs a lot more than any high school here in Brownsville. And the kids need to know that. And, some would come and tell me, what are all those years? I go, all those years that Rivera has made the playoffs. I know for the past 4 years, they've only won 2 games, but we're going to get it back to those years, the glory years.
Yeah, and it wasn't too far too long ago where it was 2014, I believe. They had I think it was like a 4-way split for the district title. Rivera kind of snuck up, kind of came on late. It seems like you guys kind of came on a little bit later too. I mean, you had that the beginning game with Brownsville Veterans where you guys lose on a final Hail Mary pass, and then you guys come out close against a good Edinburgh school, and then you break a 21 game losing streak, and then you get your signature win in district in a really tight district race. You guys were in it. I think 2 or 3 wins would have got you guys in. You guys beat Los Fresnos. I mean, just talk to me about that season, just the ups and downs of it all for you guys. Just walk me through it. I mean, it was something to watch.
Hugo, you want me to start or do you want to start this one? Because I'll go. You already know how I feel about this one, man.
Yeah, go for
it. Man, Mark, God, we were there, I want to say we were up at half against South. We were up against Hannah. We're up against Los Fresnos. We got to pull it off against Los Fresnos. You know, we were in those games, and even in our non-district games, you know, you mentioned Vets, that last pass at the end against Edinburgh Bobcats. We lost it with 33 seconds left. We played Valley View, you know, we beat Valley View, you know, and then we play, you know, Sheridan and La Feria, two high power offenses.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, wait a minute, we're in the up and up. And then all of a sudden, you know what? And then we, you know, you look at those two quarterback stats here at the end of the year, you're like, oh, okay. So, man, you know, those two kids were studs. You know, La Feria's offense, you know, Pioneer's offense. God, you know, what do you want me to say?
Probably
the
two best offenses in the Valley, close to
right.
it. They're up there.
You know, and then of course, you know, we play against Hannah. Shoot, we lose it there at the end. Then we go, and I believe we played South, lose it there at the end. I'm sorry, we play against Los Fresnos, beat them, go to South, we lose it there at the end. You know, it was there, and I think, you know, how Juice mentioned our boot camp. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, we were preaching to our kids, hey, you know what? I'd rather you quit right now than on a Friday night. You know, and that's been our mentality. You know, I'd rather you quit in the weight room than out there on the field. And so me and Juice and Torres have been using that for a long time. So we were trying to get the mental toughness out of it. So when we did that boot camp, you know, Hugo and Ram were running it. And shoot, man, I asked them both if they were the damn military, because heck, man, they were running it hardcore. And I was sitting back and I was like, hey, all right. Well, the kids followed. And then, like you said, we were getting all these seniors coming in, talking to us and stuff like that about, yeah, like, wish we would have had it. You know, so if you want to talk about a up and down season, you know, we had parents come up to us after games and said, hey, well, man, now we can stay for the whole game now, coach. And I was like, Jesus, you know, that's not something we wanted to hear, because we want to win the darn game. But, you know, when they were telling us, hey, man, we actually stay for the whole game and we don't leave during halftime, you know, I guess, you know, I guess it's a good thing for the parents. You know, as a coach, you know, you want to win. You know, you want your kids to win. You all that those kids worked so hard for during the summer, and when it's, you know, 100-something degrees outside, people think because we have an indoor facility that we go out there and practice in the indoor facility. And I want to say, I think it rained once or twice, Hugo.
Yeah.
That we went into the indoor facility, but that was the only time we did it. And those kids, man, they were there every day grinding it out. You know, we're just happy for those seniors to at least get 2 wins, you know, their senior year, and not be able to, you know, go that 0-10, stuff like that. And we were very grateful for those seniors to stick it out all those years, you know, and putting up with whatever they put up with. But they came out, and then we're excited about our junior class. We're excited about our sophomore class. And then our freshman group, you know, we're very, very, very excited about that freshman group as well. So, you know, things are looking up at Rivera. We're very optimistic, you know, and but seeing it on the field, seeing it in the weight room, seeing it when we have meetings, seeing it that they're logging in to their huddle accounts, seeing all that makes us feel good as coaches that, you know, if these kids buy in, sky's the limit for them. And you're right. In 2014, there was a 4-way tie. You know, anything's possible. And that's what we keep telling our kids. Anything's possible. All they got to do is keep showing up, working out. And, hey, sky's the limit.
For sure, Coach. Can I have said it better myself? Coach Ramirez, Coach talked about it right now. You saw La Feria, Sherryland Pioneer, two big quarterbacks, Eddie Malberger, Dorian Hernandez, probably couldn't go against two better offenses. For the guys that you have coming back, what do games like that really teach your defense? And how does it help you guys going forward?
Well, despite the losses, we had some good plays. Um, we got to the quarterback here and there, not enough times, but we did. So we try to focus on the positives. And at the end of the year, they saw the stats. There were two of the top kids in the Valley in South Texas. The day I moved up to 6A, I was like, thank God I don't have to see Gilpin anymore. And then I get two more guys of his caliber. So it's tough, but we're here, and we're going to step up to the challenge. Doesn't matter who we face. We're going to go 110.
It's funny that you mentioned Gilpin. A couple of years ago, when Lopez was on that up and up, there was one team that I saw in the Valley that gave Gilpin problems in the playoffs, and that was you guys. You guys chased them around there pretty good. Came on late. I think you guys lost by 8. Had a chance there at the end. You guys had them running, Coach. Is just what is it? Seek and destroy. I mean, that has to be more than just the motto for you guys. Just explain that. I believe you remember the game.
It's playing fast, and I do remember that game. I still have highlights. I show my kids. I go, don't mind the school where I was at, but look, we're looking at the blitzes and the effort, especially the effort. Once the kids buy into it, hey, we can go against anybody and get to anybody. It's just a system that, if you believe in it and you go 110, we're going to be successful.
Yeah. For sure. And just what was the support of the community like for you guys? It seems like every time I spoke with a coach after a game, doesn't matter where, they said like, oh, you're from Brownsville or whatever, or, the Brownsville coaches, they talk about like, how about what Rivera's doing? They seen you guys, whether it be scrimmages or, just seen on film, just to have that kind of support from not only the community, but some of the surrounding area schools, wishing you guys well. How does that make you guys feel? I mean, I know you guys go against a lot of these guys, but
it feels awesome, especially when they come and they tell us, man, this is a different Rivera team. The effort, it's there. You're going to win some games, man. I'm telling you, just keep your head up. Keep doing what you're doing, because this team looks a lot better than the past years. And we're just trying to change and put our stuff in, our strategies, and working that mental aspect of the game.
What about you, Coach Leal?
Well, I told you earlier about, before we went on air, about, how the Brownsville coordinators, we get together every week and stuff like that with Gilbert, with our AD. And, I told you it's pretty cool little tight-knit family and stuff like that. So we talk and stuff like that. And there's a mutual respect. And then, I've gotten calls from, we spoke about Gilpin, it's good to hear when Coach Gilpin calls, hey, Beto, how you doing out there? Heard y'all doing great and heard you're doing good things. So, and then even Ron Adame, Coach Adame over at Sheridan, when I get to talk to him too and stuff like that. So, and those guys, among other guys, Ramiro Leal, we got Roger Adame, and all these guys, they come, and they call and, hey, congratulations, stuff like that. But at the same time, I think they do that because we do that to them. When they pull off a big victory, Coach Gilpin, I believe, went to the 4th round a couple of years ago. Heck, we were the first ones to congratulate them. And same thing when, Ron and stuff like that. So when, I guess it's a tight-knit community, among Valley coaches. And when someone's doing good here in the Valley, I'm going to be the first one to call them or even send them a text, an email, or something, because, bottom line, to see a Valley school go 3-4 rounds, and doesn't matter if it was, 6A ball, 1A, 2A, 3, all the way up to 6A. You know, if a team does that, you know, what I do like about our Valley coaches is, you know, they all stick together, you know, and support them. So there's a lot of coaches out there that have been very, very supportive to our Rivera program, you know, not just from Brownsville, but throughout the Valley. And, you know, I got some buddies in Corpus. They keep up with us too. I know Coach Ram has a couple of buddies up there too. And it feels good. But I guess, you know, as a head coach and as our coaching staff, when we meet, what I like about our coaches is they're not happy. They're not satisfied, you know. So until we win, until we get a district title, get into the playoffs, go, you know, three rounds deep and stuff like that, I think that's the only time you're going to ever see a satisfied or even a happy Rivera coaching staff. Because, you know, we got some greedy coaches, you know. I got 2 coordinators that, you know, want to be head coaches, and they know we win, they're going to get there. And we got, you know, our other coaches, you know, position coaches, they want to move up, and well deserved. God, we got a great coaching staff. I can see a lot of those guys moving on here in the next couple of years to be coordinators somewhere. So let's wait till after next season, and I'll tell you how I really feel.
Well, Coach, I mean, your staff. You mentioned the coaches there, and just you look around Brownsville. You look at all the programs, how well they're doing. It seems like especially within BISD football, it seems like every team now over the last couple of years has become competitive or is on their way there. And it has to do a lot with the players and the coaches. First of all, we'll start with the players. And this question, like I said, goes out to both of you guys. Just the amount of talent that's in Brownsville. Just what does that say about the town, especially having to divide it by, you know, not only BISD, but the St. Joseph's and now the Jubilees. Just what does that say about the area as a whole?
Hey, here in Brownsville, you know, graduated here in Brownsville, lived in Brownsville all my life, and I'm a Brownsville guy. And do I think the talent is here in Brownsville? Heck yeah, it is. You know, that's fine and dandy. We can come up with a million excuses that, oh, we're 6 high schools, and then with St. Joe it's 7. And then we got idea that we're competing with, you know, that's fine and dandy if we want to use all those excuses. Hannah just won a district title in football. When was it? 2 seasons ago. Went 3 rounds deep. Hannah didn't have that excuse, did they? They won. So if you talk to any of the Brownsville coordinators, I don't use that as an excuse. We get our kids, work with what we got, and let's go. And I don't care what Brownsville kid it is. I don't care what part of Brownsville it is. You know, here in Brownsville, you know, we're happy, you know, I love our kids. You know, when I was at Lopez, when I was at Porter, and now at Rivera, I mean, you know, I got no excuse. You know, those kids come in, the ones that they buy into your program, they work their butts off for you, number one. They'll run through a brick wall for you and stuff like that. So, you know, to me is that we keep doing what's right for that athlete. You know, sky's the limit. So I'm sorry on my behalf, you know, as the Rivera head coach. No way. That's no excuse. We're going to keep our goal is to go, you know, 3-4 rounds. Our goal is to win a district title with the Cardinals in our district, with the Greyhounds, with the Falcons, you know, now with the Panthers. You know, despite all that, our goal is to win a district title, go 3 or 4 rounds deep, you know, and I guess if you're working here in Brownsville, we stop using that excuse. Now, hey, this is what you got. Work your butt off and let's go. You want the kids to work their butt off? As a coach, we got to do the same thing. So me using that excuse, man, I can't. You know, our Brownsville kids, man, they're gonna work.
Coach Ramirez, your thoughts on the state of Brownsville football and the competitiveness the last couple of years?
I see it every year. Everything's getting better. We've won district titles, like Coach Leal just said, when we had the 6, high school the 7. I mean, not too long ago, Hannah was playing in the 3rd round, a couple of seconds from going to the 4th round. So, you know, we're always going to compete against whoever is in our district, and beyond that in the playoffs. It comes back to the mental aspect, man. It can be done. It's been done, and it will be done again.
Awesome, coaches. Well, hey, fellas, I really appreciate you guys coming on. It's always a pleasure going by practice and talking with you guys. Coach Leal, I appreciate how easy you make our job sometimes. Juice, I love watching your defenses play. I wish you were at home, or you can bring out the title belt. It's a big caveat of going, seeing you guys. So we really enjoy everything you guys are doing. We really are rooting for you guys and your program. So I really appreciate you guys coming on and giving us the time today.
Thanks a lot, man. It's a pleasure talking to you.
All right, guys. Before we leave, I just want to.
We really do appreciate everything, Mark, and what you guys do, and even through all this, look at the way you guys are working and stuff like that, and you guys are still going nonstop, and our kids watch all this, so they love watching it, and when y'all make a comment about Rivera, oh, we hear about it.
Well, that's great. We really do appreciate you guys. We do love what we do. We love doing it for the kids and giving you guys exposure. So it's what we're here for. We love doing it. It's our passion. I appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you guys watching too. Just want to make sure that everybody goes and follows us on Real Sports Live, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere you do your social media. Check us out, Real Sports Live. Next week we'll be back with 3 more days of 3 shows each day, 1, 3, and 5, 9 shows a week. So catch us here. We're also going to be doing some graduations in the next couple of weeks for some of the schools that have come to us to help them out with that. So keep it here, Real Sports Live, guys. Keep on watching. Enjoy your weekend. Coaches, Beto, Hugo, appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day.
Hey, Mark, remember, once a Raider, always a Raider.
You go, Coach.
All right. Thanks, brother.